Hello, YouTube. Believe it or not, there are some people who actually feel happier with what's going on with COVID and the quarantine than they did before. While all these people are developing new psychiatric disorders or psychiatric disorders like anxiety that pre existed are getting worse, there are people, believe it or not, that are happier now than before, though they feel guilt for this happiness, and they shouldn't. It's a normal human response given their situations. And the fact that they feel guilt for their happiness means they have empathy. They do have empathy for others' experiences, and they shouldn't feel guilty and be surprised at their own happiness. Who would feel happy because of this? Well, people that have a fear of being left out, they believe that others' lives are much better than their own, and they never get to enjoy the multitude of things that other people get up to. Other people's lives are way exciting, they must be, and their life is not exciting. Life is banal, and when everyone else had to put the brakes on too, it made them feel like they're not missing out on anything because no one is doing anything. So they're not missing out on the good parties. They're not missing out on these great adventures that everyone else is getting up to and they can't. So that's one person type. Another type are the ones that were already shut in, reclusive, didn't get out very much, didn't do very much, didn't see very many people. They were isolated and lonely and alone before. And they felt misunderstood and left out of society. And they've been living as if they were in quarantine as a given. When everyone else is put in their same boat, they finally, for once, feel understood. That everyone else is getting a taste of what their life is like. And to see other people cracking under the pressure of what they lived through as a given makes them feel not so strange and makes them feel strong and resilient as people. Then there's the people who want to be a part of something. They yearn to be a part of something big, like Woodstock or the landing on the moon or some big cultural event, some monumental, life-changing, history-changing situation. And this is most certainly that. It's not a good one, but it is. And by virtue of it being a pandemic and having to involve everyone, they're in. They're involved in this. This is like part of their life now, and they're participating in something global changing, historical, life changing, life altering, big, important event, and they're part of it. That gives them a sense of pride and inclusion and excitement about what's going on when they may not have known another way to have such a big, profound movement that they could get involved in. And the last group of people that I can think of that would be happier during this than before this are the people that were already near a breaking point, that are not essential at work or had their hours limited or cut, so they got a break. They don't have kids at home. They don't have to work from home. They were already at their wits' end, nearing a nervous breakdown, which is not a diagnosable medical psychologic term, but they were at their wits' end and they needed a break. And their break, they were in such a circumstance that their break didn't hurt them financially. It didn't hurt them having their children at home. They don't face any of the negative situations. It just lifted the burden of the daily requirements off of them, and they got to stay at home and recoup from whatever they were suffering from physically or mentally. They got a break out of this, and that break made them feel better. But all of these people, knowing they feel better, given the circumstance, makes them feel guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty. You shouldn't feel shocked at yourself. Everyone's situation is different. And the fact that you feel guilty and a little shocked at your own happiness given the circumstances proves that you have empathy. You're just a human. And it's okay that you felt relief or inclusion or understanding. We can't control how we feel when situations happen. As long as you have empathy for other people that aren't so fortunate, it's okay to feel a little more okay rather than scared and anxious. Love you guys. Bye, YouTube.